Kristen from We All Knit here. Today I'm doing Ebonie's 8 and 8, 8 questions in 8 minutes. So let's get started. I have the questions right here. What does being an entrepreneur mean to you? To me, I really think that being an entrepreneur means freedom. It means I have the freedom to create whatever business I want. It means that I have the freedom to create my own schedule, to create my own lifestyle, and I can really sort of craft what I want and how I want to live my life without the confines of a regular job where I'm reporting somewhere, where I'm, have to report for work, have to be there a certain number of hours each day, a certain number of days each week, etc., etc. And so being an entrepreneur, the best thing about it to me is that I can work on my own terms, on my own schedule, and on things that I want to work on. Number 2, what did you want to be when you grew up? Oh gosh, so many things. I wanted to be an actress just like every other little girl. Number 3, when did you decide to be self-employed? I decided to be self-employed several years ago. I was working as a freelancer, and I thought that doing that would be better than having a traditional 9-to-5 job, and it was in some regards, but it was worse in others. And so being a freelancer didn't totally work out for me, and so I switched back to going to a regular 9-to-5 office job, and I was like, wow, this isn't for me at all. And so, what is for me? It's not that I don't like working. I realized I just don't like working for other people. So it was I guess 2012 when I decided I would start my own company. Number 4, who inspires you? Gosh, I am inspired by so many different people. I like to think that I'm inspired by everyone I meet. I love talking to everyone because everyone has their own opinion and their own mindset and their own set of circumstances. They come from so many different places, they have so many different backgrounds, and they know so many different people. Think of all the people you know, and then that person that you just met has the same huge number of people that they know, and so everyone has something to offer. And I absolutely love talking and finding out what it is that you have that would help me, and vice versa. I think on a sort of grander scale, my parents inspired me the most in terms of business, because I grew up with my mother, who was an executive, and she worked many hours at a job that she liked well enough. And my father also worked very hard, but he owned his own company. He worked from home, and seeing them growing up with that, seeing both lifestyles was really interesting to me, and seeing how on good days my mother had a steady paycheck, she was well off and everything, but she didn't have a great time all the time. Sometimes she didn't want to go to work, sometimes she couldn't come do things with me. She had to be at work for a certain number of hours, and she had to do her job, obviously. My father, on the other hand, had that freedom, had that flexibility, and could change his schedule around more easily. But then when you're working for yourself too, sometimes you have down years and your income can fluctuate. And so, I saw both sides of it growing up, and I'm really grateful that I did, and I was able to have both examples and know about different sort of career choices out there. What is non-negotiable in your schedule? So for me, I think what I try to stick to is my basic schedule and things that I absolutely have to have in my day. I have to have my cappuccinos in the morning, and I have to meditate in the morning, and I really prefer to have some time in the evenings to myself. One of the things that I love is that I have the ability to work hours when I want to, and for the most part I keep a traditional schedule. I work during the day, and so my evenings are free, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I work in the evenings, but I love that I have that choice to have free time, so I have a little bit of free time every single day. What makes you feel This one's easy. The technical issues are horrible. I love the internet and I love technology, but when they don't work, they are so frustrating. And I am not good at fixing those things. And I can do it. I do all of this myself. I don't really hire out in terms of fixes. So sometimes it means taking a day or two out of my schedule to just fix this one issue that was working yesterday and now it's not working and I can't figure it out. But I will eventually figure it out. But that absolutely drives me crazy. I would much rather be doing something else. What do you do that helps you to feel more this is a fun question. I love, as I mentioned before, I love making time for coffee, making time for tea, making time to meditate, to knit. It's part of my business, but it really does help me relax, which is why I do what I do. And focusing more on little things like that, creating things, really helps me sort of relax and get out of my head and enjoy life a bit more. And then number 8, what would you like your epitaph to read? I think I would like mine to read something like, "Life is an adventure and she lived every moment." I really do believe that. I think life is so much fun. I think everyone has something to offer. Every time I go out and do anything, I always make sure to stop and pay attention to what's happening around me, whether it's a new flower that's popped up or, you know, something fun that I see on the street that's happening. I do so much so that I'm living my moment, because my life is right now. My life isn't, you know, tomorrow or the next day or what's going to happen in 10 years. And it's happening right now, and I need to enjoy it, and I hope that I do, and I hope that I can inspire others to do the same. So thank you so much for having me. I hope you enjoyed my answers, and please stop by and say hello.